Hey, Cypher here with another episode of Engaging Etymology. This time we're going to be seeing where the word malaria comes from. So, malaria is a common tropical disease that causes nasty symptoms like nausea, fever, and diarrhea. If left untreated, it may lead to severe symptoms like seizures followed by a comatose state and death. It still kills thousands of people around the world every year. The disease has been the cause of many problems throughout world history, and its treatment and prevention has been a particularly powerful force in medicine. We know now that it is mostly transmitted by infected mosquitoes, whom infect people with their bites. But that was not always the case. You see, there have been many causes theorized throughout history. Everything from an imbalance of essential humors, an ancient idea of balancing types of essential goo in the human body, to venereal disease. One incorrect theory held most sway for a long time, and its overturning was essential to the progress of medical understanding. The theory of miasma said that there was a kind of air that was just floating in particular regions, and it was noxious, and that noxious air was called miasma. This miasma was often portrayed as some kind of ethereal vapor that floated over tropics and swampland. So for the longest time, miasmic diseases such as malaria were thought to be prevented by infusing the air with good smells from fragrant herbs and burning incense. You might have seen these strange crow masks that doctors wore when they were treating the Black Plague back in the Middle Ages. These scary-looking masks were not designed to be horrifying or disruptive. Their shape serves a function. The beak would hold the incense and the herbs that supposedly defeated miasma. That may be a laughable theory in hindsight, but it was fairly reasonable without the knowledge of bacteria or malaria's cause through protozoa, and how those kinds of things might cause disease. The idea was not capable of defeating the theory of miasma until 1736, when a physician by the name of Everett Volk theorized that the recently discovered animalcule, aka bacteria, might be the cause of a disease spreading through the Netherlands. This was really wacky stuff at this point in time. It took a while before people like Louis Pasteur really showed the ideas of biotics were true through scientific investigation, and it was late in the 19th century. Until then, the theory of miasma held as established truth, since the idea of microorganisms causing epidemic diseases would be fairly preposterous to anyone without some sort of proof. Be mindful of calling such widely accepted theories such as miasma foolish, because you may very well hold such supposedly foolish theories close to heart without even knowing it. Just look at how dark matter and dark energy has completely usurped our understanding of the material universe in recent times. Interesting methods were created to fight malaria, such as tonic water. It used to contain a lot of the molecule called quinine that functions as a prophylactic against malarial infection. It was so effective that the World Health Organization recommended its use and defense against malaria all the way until 2006. We of course now have better measures. Quinine was first used in 1631 to prevent malaria, and became so effective that tonic water became a standard dietary measure for colonists in tropical areas. The drink was bitter, so people would mix gin to make it go down more easily in the mid-19th century. That's where we get the gin and tonic cocktail. Tonic water was effective against malaria, but obviously given the date of 1631, being prior to the discovery of the animalcule in the early 18th century, it was quite impossible to think that it was stopping a protozoan infection. Instead, people thought that the tonic balanced exposure to bad air caused by miasma. And that is actually where we derive the word malaria. It comes from Italian for bad air, or malo meaning bad, and aria meaning air. It comes from a now defunct theory of miasma. So I hope you liked the episode, and be sure to subscribe for more. Be sure to check out some of my previous episodes if you haven't seen them already. I'll see you next time.